First of all, watch these graphics. Look at the impact they generate. And then think which feature allows us to create such amazing graphics. And the answer is a simple, humble merge shapes option. It requires shapes. We have to first find where the button is. I've added two shapes. In shape format menu, this is the merge shapes button. Right now it's inactive because only one shape is selected. If you select more than one, then it will get activated. Anyway, let's just add it to the quick access toolbar. There are a couple of other buttons you will need, so let me add those as well. Under edit shape, we have edit points. And then in home tab, we need selection pane so that you understand what's happening. Selection pane shows you one row for every object. Now, let us quickly understand what merge shapes does. Now I am clicking the orange one first and then shift click the blue one. And now if you look at merge shape, there are 5 options: union, combine, fragment, intersect, subtract. So let's see one by one. But this time I have 5 more copies of them so that we understand the impact of each operation and can compare them visually. It does matter which shape you click first. So first the orange one, then the blue one. And now I'm going to say union. Now it created a single shape, which is a combination of both. Combine also creates a single shape, but if there is an overlap, that overlap is removed. So this white part here is not really white, it is transparent. Fragment keeps everything but makes pieces out of them. So things which are non-overlapping will become separate pieces and thing which is overlapping will become separate. So fragment in this case will create 3 shapes, 1, 2, and 3. Why did it choose the orange color? Because I clicked on the orange shape first. Now, if I change the order, I am clicking on the blue object first, then the orange object, and do exactly the same thing. Fragment, impact is same, but the color is chosen from the one which is chosen first. Let's do intersect. This only keeps the intersecting or overlapping part and removes everything else. And subtract does the reverse. That means only the part which is overlapping is removed and the original shape remains. Now without overlap, the entire game changes. If I do union, yes, it will take the original color. It's a single shape now. This is not a group. But because there is no overlap, there is practically no difference between union and combine. If I say fragment now, there is nothing to fragment. So here basically back to original shapes which change color. Same problem here. There is nothing to intersect. So it will be blank. And finally, if you want to do subtract, the original one remains. The second one is supposed to cut into the first one, but there was no overlap. So the second one just gets removed. So that's how merge shapes works. When you're using merge shapes, one very important thing to understand that you should not use the default placeholders. Very often we have these kind of placeholders. Now if I use text here, for example, and then I use a picture along with it or a shape, select the text as the second object. And now if we try to do anything, notice it's not really working as expected. No fragment, no intersect, nothing. So the best practice is do not use these placeholders. Although it is called merge shapes, it works with all these things. It works with text, icons. They are SVG, vector shapes. The leaf I have shown you is another more complex SVG icon, which are called illustrations. Stickers are essentially images, so picture and stickers are similar. And then of course there is video. In merge shape context, you can have one shape, another text, one text, video, or an icon and a video. So there can be so many combinations, it can get confusing. So broadly, there are only 2 things. Something which is a shape and something which is a picture. So shape is of course a shape. Icons and illustrations can be converted to shapes. Sticker and picture are basically pictures and video is video. So that leaves one odd thing out, which is text. It's neither a picture nor a shape. It's text. So let's look at how to convert text to a shape, and then we have a very simplified way of combining things. Even though this is a very simple shape, notice that edit points button is active. For text, edit points is not active. I'll keep this text as it is for comparison, and I've just made a copy of that. Now I'm going to make one more copy of it. And we have this selection pane. So I have text box 4, which is this, text box 2, which is this. So I'm going to select both of them and align them exactly on top of each other. So align left and align top will make sure they are exactly on top of each other. And now if I go here and say intersect, nothing seems to have changed. This shows me edit points, whereas this is text. It does not show me edit points. So now if I click on edit points, each one of those points is now changeable and customizable. I wanted to add a new point here and just move that point up. This is how you can have customized typography or any kind of graphic tweaking to make more impactful presentations by converting text to vector or graphics or shape. Let's understand how shape and text interact. And what would I want to do with it? Maybe I want the circle with a hole in it with the font. That means wherever there is a font right now should become transparent. That's one thing. Let's try that. So click on the circle first, then click on the text. And what do you expect to do? Here, I want to say subtract. And that's exactly what happened. Let's put a picture behind and see whether that thing called sample is transparent. So this is a great scenario where you can use merge shapes with text. So now let's see how text can interact with pictures. So text is in front, picture is at the back. What I want is where the word sample is written, that should show the exact part of the picture which is behind. So I'll arrange the text first. I want this part to be shown in the text and rest of the picture should go away. So click the picture, click the text. Now notice text is clicked as the second object. And I want to keep the second object, and wherever there is an overlap, I want the picture to show through. So which option should we use? Overlapping stuff. So intersect is what will give you this. Now you'll tell me, okay, this is great, but I could have done it in another way as well. So let's duplicate this. And then you will say, I'll put this picture in clipboard or I'll cut it. Go to this and then I'll go to shape format, text options, fill, and in text fill, I will say fill it from a picture. And either I would have selected the picture manually from here, but I already have it in clipboard. And now the same thing will happen. Yes, it's a little distorted. So you say tile picture has texture, and now it starts from top left, right? This is top left. If I say center, it will be somewhere in the center. But it is very difficult to choose the exact part of picture which you want to show through. Whereas here, what is going to happen? I am positioning the text exactly where I want the picture to be seen through. Then select the picture, shift click text, and one more click for intersect, and I'm done. How about text with video? I have put two videos. One is a fast video with lots of things changing, and another one is a slower abstract kind of video. You already know the story, so I'm not going to explain. Select the video first, choose the text, and this time we want the video to run inside the text. So we will use intersect. Now notice the resultant object, it's a video. Good to go to playback and say how it's going to run. I want automatically. And now let's see how it works. Beautiful. Let's do the same thing for the second slower moving video. You know the steps already. Select the video, shift and click on the text, merge shapes, intersect, playback settings, automatic, and run the video. So what can you do in the video format? Video effects, border, shape, all of these are still available. So if I want, I can do it like this, like this. Everything still works and it's still a video. Just to make it easier to view, I'm going to change the background to black. That'll help you appreciate it even better. So now this is still a video and it is going to run with the 3D shape effects. Now why did the video stop? Because it's a short video and we have not told that video to loop itself. That's available in playback. This is a loop until stop. And now we have a beautiful video. And just to show you a variation, I'm going to use a different video effect this time. Let's do it like this. And let's run both the videos together. Now there is one small problem. Both the videos are supposed to run automatically? Yes. But now if you go to animation pane, you will see that there is a video and there is another video. But this video, second one, is starting after the first video finishes. So that is not what we want, because this is currently start after previous. We want start with previous. So these two arrows have to be together. And now both videos in the text will run together beautifully and seamlessly. Here is another example of video running as a part of text. Let's discuss icons or SVG shapes. Within PowerPoint itself, there's a large collection of icons which are scalable vector graphics, and you will find them here. Thousands of beautifully created icons. So here is one of the icons. This has its own menu called graphic format. This is not a shape, it's called a graphic because it's SVG. It does behave like shape, but it has some things which are different. For example, there is something called graphics fill, which will fill it like this. But if you go to the fill properties, notice only solid fill is allowed. Gradient fill, picture fill, none of them are available. I want this picture to be filled into this bus. How do I do that? So let's make a copy of this graphic. Just make it bigger for demo purpose. And now how do I convert it to a shape? If it was a shape, then I can do everything. So right click, and if it is SVG, you will have an option called convert to shape. Now it's not one shape it created 3 shapes. Now if I want to, I can group these shapes. I can group them, but then it's going to keep troubling me because I have to basically deal with 3 shapes. What if I can make one shape out of all these? That would be much more convenient. Now that this is a collection of shapes, I'm not going to group it. I'll keep them as it is. And while they are selected, you know what to do. Anything to be converted to one thing is union. So you say union. Now it's a shape. This is a graphic. This is a shape. And because it's a shape, if I go to all kinds of formatting options, they are now available. Let's make a copy of this. This is a single shape, by the way. Now I'll overlap this, select picture first, then select the bus and say intersect. And that's all there is to it. You understand why I had to create such a long video about merge shapes. It deserves that amount of attention, thinking, and innovation. But before you go, creating a great presentation is half the battle won. The 50% part is how to deliver it. I recently created a video about how to present more effectively. Have a look. That's it for now. See you next time. Bye-bye.